We've got that thumbs up. Drivers behind the lines in 3, 2, 1, go.
And it's the autonomous period in our first finals match here at Kettering. All 6 of our robots are working as Metal Muscle gets up and tries to get engaged over on blue. The amphibians engaged over on red, and we move into the teleoperated period. Score, red up 48 to a blue 27. Over on the Blue Alliance strike zone, they have a game piece in possession. They're shooting high and they score. Meanwhile, Flurb keeps the machine inside the guardrails, and they score at the medium tier for blue. Wings of Fire flying across the field with a game piece in hand. They score, as does the hot team, and both of these very maneuverable machines quickly transversing across the field. We've got a bit of a scrum going on in the middle of our field here at Kettering. The teams might be getting a little rough, but they continue to pile on the score. We've got 75 seconds left. Red's already up to 100 points. Blue's not far behind at 85. Red has 4 links. Blue is working on their third. They've got it. As we have a minute left here at Kettering. 106 for red, 98 for blue. Automated amphibians score again for the Red Alliance as Wings of Fire shooting across the field and scoring again, as are their partners, the hot team. Strike zone is keeping up for the Blue Alliance, and this is still a very close match. 5 points apart as the 30-second whistle blows. It looks like our end game is going to determine who goes home with the win on this match. We've got 7 links completed on both alliances as the red robots are lining up. They've got 5 seconds left. We've got 3 red robots up and engaged. 3 blue robots engaged. And we are looking at a preliminary score tied. And it's going to be a win for both alliances. It's a tie. Therefore, we are posting the scores for match number 1. We will now play match number 2. If both alliances are still viable after match number 3, we will play match number 1 again.
We're going to send it over the fun desk for some updates.
Well, Jim, it's a tie.
Wow. Okay. You were asking, is it going to be red? Is it going to be blue? Turns out it's both, Tyler.
Yeah, a very interesting match on there. You know, red took a big lead in auto, some big mishaps in auto by blue, but blue able to come back as well. Let's jump in the replay, talk to me more about what happened here during autonomous.
Yeah, again, in autonomous, really, yeah, huge advantage red, 48 to 27 total autonomous. If you watch this, Red Alliance putting up a total of 6 pieces, but 54-60 in the foreground there on the right. You can see them black behind the barrier. Is they never move in autonomous mode and typically score at least 2 pieces. So we come out of that really with only 2 pieces scored by the Blue Alliance. So 21-point disadvantage going into teleop for the Blue Alliance.
What causes something like that for a robot not to move in auto?
Probably software loading. They might have made an adjustment and or selected the wrong autonomous mode from the driver's station at the beginning of the match, Tyler.
So yeah, unfortunate circumstances with that to start, but one of the great things about this game is that you can still catch up. If you get your links in, you're going to see scores get really close. You already see that here at 105, 65 for red, 60 for blue. I thought both alliances did phenomenal here, just straight offensive scoring back and forth.
Yeah, and honestly, like we were saying, is if you watch this blue alliance, 21-point deficit, they climb back up and they just keep gaining ground through here. You know, in about 80 seconds coming up here, there's kind of a big pile up here in the middle of the field, you know, where both two Blue Alliance members kind of getting in each other's ways, stealing a couple of precious sections. You know, we got a total of 5 robots in this area for just a couple of seconds. But if you watch here still, you know, you got a 26-point deficit on the score here at 75 seconds left, but then the Blue Alliance just starts climbing back as they complete some links.
Yeah, and that's really what it comes down to. You look at right here, you have 4 links for red, now 2 for blue, but it was just 1 before. So we see those score fluctuations. A link, by the way, 3 game pieces in a row scoring that. So
yeah, that's right.
When you're getting almost full grids or full grids on that, it's just that 1 extra piece. Now all of a sudden, it's going to score you an extra 8 points, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you'll jump up and you'll see this. So now there's only a 1-point gap here with 50 seconds remaining. Red Alliance continuing to lead, but the Blue Alliance pouring it on and gaining cycles on the Red Alliance. So just climbing back out of that deficit at the beginning. So, you know, just all the way to the end game, and they push this end game. You know, the buzzer's going to go here in just 2 seconds, but they all keep playing. Everybody goes out for another cycle, pushing this right to the very last seconds, trying to eke every cycle out of this game.
One thing I noticed when I look at red versus blue mini circumstance, we look at the top 2 scores, 51 and 67 seem to be both in acquisition and delivery, very even to me as they go through on the.
Yes.
When we were talking during the match too, when I was looking at 1506 and 5460, it seems like 5460 is a little bit faster on acquisition from the loading station, but 1506 is a little bit quicker in delivery from that as well. But overall, both of them able to really complement each other. And as we go into endgame here, very interesting with the climbs, the way these worked out.
The blue really, they really, you know, beat the buzzer here. If you watch red, very cohesive lineup. We got 12 seconds left. Here comes hot, last piece delivery, driving in. They all drive up, nice, 5 seconds to spare. You watch the red, you know, the back and forth on the blue. They balance it right at the bell at the very last second. It stabilizes out. A little more chaotic, but it doesn't matter because they both got it. 148 ends up with a 178 to 178 tie game. I think that's the highest scoring tie I've ever seen.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if there was penalties. I don't recall on there, but you know, looking at score-wise, I think there's our first tie here at Kettering over both days.
It's our first tie today.
So very unprecedented, but it also makes sense too, right? Because when you get this close to full grids and that sort of thing, it totally makes sense to see these scores are going to be super close. Now, I love seeing as much robot action as possible. I have to admit, I hope we don't go to like Finals 8 or something like that, but it'll be really cool to see on there. So match number 2, before we go back down the field in just a moment here, match number 2, how do you break down these 2 alliances? Are you giving the edge to either one, or are we going to see a tie again?
I still think if 5460 had run their autonomous properly and gotten at least 1 point, this would have gone to blue. So I'm still betting on blue, but red does consistently have a higher total autonomous output. We've seen them get a 54. I don't think we've ever seen that from the Blue Alliance, but the Blue Alliance is capable of 1 to 2 more total cycles in the teleop period.
I have to admit, blue does concern me a little bit now. Not the 5460 part. I mean, sometimes in bad auto loads or something like that, but Metal Muscles also missed a couple in auto as well too. So,
they have.
You know, I'm a big fan of consistency. I like red's consistency in that. So it's really going to come down to that, right? If blue has their full output, I think they get an edge. If blue slips a couple times, red is so consistent, we're going to see that. Or, you know, once again, we might see a tie.
It's all about who makes mistakes, right? Blue made a mistake, and they didn't win in match 1. Nobody won, but we'll see.